Hi everyone, Martin here. Welcome to the In Loop. Today you're going to watch me make a little something. You're going to need later on to listen to a track by Zeeteah Massiah. The lyrics are written by Caplin, and in this video we're going to immortalize them in plaster of Paris and LEDs and stuff. I'll pop a link to the track below because you're going to need that. And here's the QR code.
Like you mean it, give me something I can feel.
This whole construction is going to feature some of my favourite things. The first thing is 3D pen. So here I am, I'm making a faceplate. I made the word fun, and I've basically gone over with a 3D pen over a sort of mould. If you notice, if you're very astute, you'll notice I've got the N the wrong way around. Here I'm testing out the LEDs. I've added some LEDs into the faceplate. Now I'm putting some plasticine around it to make a mould. First time I did that one of the LEDs wasn't working, so I had to unsolder it and solder it back in. My second favourite thing, plaster of Paris. It's always quite a risk with plaster of Paris. You never know if it's going to go hard too soon or spill on the floor, or you're going to make too much or not enough. So here I'm doing it. Again, it's quite a risky process. Okay, second word, real. Again, you can see here the little floor tile that I used to cut up. And then I'm going over it with a 3D pen. If you're astute, you'll realise that this wasn't actually the one I used for the final piece, because I did it the right way around, and it's supposed to be the wrong way around. Here's the actual real one. And again, I put the L the wrong way around because having got the N the wrong way around, I thought I may as well keep with the theme. Here's the last one. It says mean it. I'll solder it up. I put the resistors that go with the LEDs at the other end. I didn't put them inside the plaster of Paris. Okay, here it is. Next day we'll try. Spot the Chihuahua. I love this part of the process because you never quite know what you're going to get. So now I've got 3 of these faceplates. Next thing is something to drive them with. So here is a Raspberry Pi Pico. And I'm christening it. I've never used one of these before until then. So here I'm christening it, putting the legs on. This is like a little tiny computer. It costs like sort of £4 or something. It costs almost nothing. Here it is, getting its legs soldered on. And that's it. So here I've connected it to my Raspberry Pi 4. So this gives you the kind of development environment. And here's the first ever program it ran. The LEDs need a resistor. So what I've done is I've added that to the other end of the wire here, where it's going to connect to the Raspberry Pi. So 15 LEDs in total, 3 lots of 5. And here's the first test. The lights are flashing. Now I made a base. I hummed and hawed how to sort of present this thing. So I decided a handful of nails and a lot of more plaster of Paris, and that would kind of hold it in place. Right, this is a monumental moment, the disconnection from the mothership. So at this point, all the code has been developed using the Raspberry Pi 4. Now the code's finished, and this little microcontroller can stand on its own. There it is, all in its glory. Here's the code now, so you're going to need to get ready to listen to the track. This is going to count down from 1 to 15. And when we get to 15, you need to press play. So it's counting down now. Press play. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you again next time on the Inner Loop. I have a little epilogue for you if you're still with me. Project had another little part which I haven't yet really decided what to do with. It's it's supposed to go around the outside of it. It says something I can feel, which is the title of the song. The whole thing was supposed to sit inside, but it's actually a little bit too tall, so I'm still yet to work out what to do with that. There's also the original thought for this. How on earth did I end up doing this? And my original thought for this was that it's such a good song, it really needed 3 stickers. You know, it needs some slaps, it needs some merch, and the 3 stickers would say first time, second time, third time. I can imagine people sort of promoting the song and sort of sticking them on lampposts down the street, first time, second time, third time. And that was my initial sketch for this. So, a few final thoughts. I'm going to do part 2 of this to actually describe the code. You know, how is it to code a Raspberry Pi Pico, and what did I learn from this experience? And the other thing I was going to do was try to work out what to do with this thing. I mean, as a exhibit in my art gallery, when I finally, you know, to have it as an exhibit in an art gallery or something would make sense, but on its own, it's a bit of an interesting piece because actually that's all it can do, just sit there and play that song. So I was wondering what to do with it, whether to raffle it off or give it away or something. If you've got any questions about the coding, do you want to leave them in the comments below, because then I can pick them up and deal with them in that next video. Or if you've got any ideas what to do with it, or any ideas for any future projects, let me know in the comments below. One thing I forgot to say about this was obviously when these came out of the plaster mould, they didn't have all this around here. They didn't have the contrast on the edgings. So I just went around with a Sharpie, nothing more than that, just a Sharpie. And then what you didn't see is I painted these with yacht varnish. So actually, if you look on the back of them, they're quite shiny, which wasn't, in some ways, the actual raw plaster feel was what was kind of gives you that kind of love heart feel, which, you know, for a love song makes some sort of sense, you know. So I put the yacht varnish on there to really to protect these from sort of fingers, and when it's just dry plaster, it can pick up, you know, dirt and marks really easily and get chipped and broken. But I think if I was to do this again, I definitely would. I wouldn't varnish them with 2 coats. I'd probably just put one very light coat or PVA or something else, just to preserve that. The base, you see, is completely untreated. It's much more, I don't know, it's much kind of rough, much sort of rougher and much more like a sweetie. But yeah, I still don't quite know what to do with the Pi. It's kind of hanging around on the back there, doing its thing, being a Raspberry Pi. I kind of wanted it to stay there and just, you know, show its thing. Oh, I put a little, see, it's got a little heartbeat. I added that into the code just so you knew it was alive.